Good evening, everyone. As you know, I've been growing melons on my deck. One is the French Charente cantaloupe melon. The other one is the rich sweet 132 melon. And I'm saving seeds. I've already started saving seeds on this one, which is this is the rich one two. Let's see, rich and sweet 132 melon. Yes, the seeds are a little bit smaller. That was the green one that turned orange. So I've already processed these. I'm just putting them on a paper towel and letting them dry. But I'm going to show you how I got it to this point, because you know it has a lot of meat and veins and all kinds of good stuff that holds it together. So I'm going to put this over here and let it continue to dry. I'm going to show you how I got to that point. Now this is the French Charente melon. That was the big one that I ate today. And what I have here is a strainer. Now this is what I use. Now I'm going to turn the water on and put this in the strainer like this. So all of that flesh and everything is in there together. Take the paper plate. That's why I love the paper plates. You just dispose of them. I keep a little Kroger bag, Publix bag, whatever bag you want, grocery bag over here for trash. And also, you're going to need something like a jar. This is like a honey jar. I cleaned it out real good with soap and water. And you need to keep the top to that jar to do what I'm doing. So, I take the strainer and I just kind of rub my hands all around on the seeds to kind of separate it from the flesh, which is right here. You want to get all that flesh separated from the seed, which we're going to discard the flesh. And it has a lot of seeds. Man, oh man, oh man. So, I think that's just about it. I want every last one of those seeds from this, because this is a very good and sweet melon. So I'm going to drain that, throw that away, and I'm going to kind of rub my hands around the flesh that is holding the seeds here until that's all gone. Put that over here in the little trash bag I have in the other side of the sink, and you just keep doing this same process. Keep doing the same process. So, let's see here. I'm almost down to where I don't see any big pieces of flesh, but I do still see flesh. So you're going to keep doing this until you got the majority of the big pieces of flesh out. Now, you're going to still have some flesh that you can't see. And you want to get that too, because if it stays in there, it can cause mold and all kinds of things, and your seeds will not be viable. They'll just go to waste. So you just kind of pick through here and get the flesh that you can see. I found this to be the quickest method, when I just take my hand and I kind of press the flesh that's not so big through, and all that don't go through, I try to see if I can get it out, but usually I can get the majority of the flesh to go through. I'm just not scrubbing with the seeds. I'm not scrubbing the seeds. I'm actually scrubbing the flesh. This is going to cut down on some of the work that I'm going to do in the jar. Any trash that you see, get that also. And you want to just go on ahead and, that was my foot, I'm sorry, kicking the camera. And get as much. And I like this big strainer because you can move the seeds around away from the flesh that's sticking to the strainer. See, it's got a lot. You probably can't see that, but there's a lot of flesh over here that's sticking to the container. To the strainer. So I'm kind of moving the seeds away from that. And that's going to help in the process as well. So this is going to be getting close to our first rinse. We will have about 3 more rinses to do. I'm still feeling some things that I can flick over here. Little pieces of flesh. And let's see, because this shows in reverse, you really cannot see this flesh, but let me go on ahead and do this. Take my jar and fill it 3/4 of the way up. I'm just kind of rinsing the seeds. Make sure you have a strainer in the sink. And I'm gonna really fill the jar up about close to the top, and there's a reason for that. The reason is because when I'm trying to get the seeds out of my hand, I can just put it in the jar, and the water will make the seeds come out easier. So fill that up just a little bit more. Notice I'm still moving the seeds around and rinsing it as I hold it in my hand. I come over here and drop it in the jar. Same method over and over again. Come and drop it in the jar. And when I rinse like this, it's getting the flesh off of the seeds. Now we're going to have to do this a couple more times at least, because you're going to look inside the jar and see if you see any flesh floating around. Don't want any flesh on the seeds. This is a process that is similar to what they go through to get the seeds to you in the big box stores, but of course their process is a little bit, I'm sure, emphatic than mine. And this that you see up on my windowsill, that's some mint from the garden that's been there for a while. We had the deck built last year, and when they were building the deck, they hit a bed of ants. And the ants came in the house, and boy, they were bad. So I put mint from my garden all over the place, and they don't like mint. So they were traveling any kind of way but this way to avoid the mint. Okay, so now that I've gotten all the seeds out, I take my sprayer and I rinse all of that pulp of flesh. I rinse it out of the strainer. Rinse it all out real good. And look and make sure we got it all now. Some of it like to hang around. Just checking, because we're going to do this one more time. What is in here? Take the jar and rinse it. But you want everything out of the jar just in case there is some flesh hanging around in there. And then we're going to do the same process. And you're not pressing hard on the seeds. You're not trying to damage the seeds. You're just trying to move them around and help get that flesh off of it. And then we're going to go on ahead and put them into the jar. I'm going ahead and put some water in here because it makes it easier. So put them in the jar as I fill the water up. And it's a kind of lengthy process, but it's worth it in the end to keep from paying money. And you can take these seeds and you can sell them, and you still save some for you. All these seeds came out of one fruit. One fruit. So the possibilities are very endless. So I'm going to put some more in here. Still moving it around a little bit. time I think I put too much water in the jar. So I have to be very careful. Very, very careful to make sure I don't get the seeds in the sink. But I do have a mesh stopper in the sink, so if anything gets in there, it won't go down the drain. So I'm showing you in real time what I do. And you know, if you decide to grow your own food, or even if you go to the grocery store and get a melon, you can follow the same process. Just play the video back or whatever. It's very easy, very simple. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do this. It just takes the willingness to do it, and the willingness to grow your own food, and know that you know what's in your food. And you know how your food is treated, versus somebody feeding you what they want you to have. So, just a couple more. And you'd be surprised. Okay. So once again, I'm going to take the sprayer and rinse all that pulp out, because we have to get all of the pulp off of it. And all of the stickiness off of the seeds. You can't have any stickiness on the seeds. And this is a way of washing the seeds. And you know you're going to need to have something like this in the sink. So, once again, we have gotten all of the pulp out. Go back in here. We're going to rinse this out real good. This time we're going to pour this into the sink. We had one seed to get lost. One little seed. Come on, baby. I'm going to rinse him off too. And I see where some pulp came out. I'm going to rinse that out. So now, I'm at the point where I see pulp really good. And I'm just using my fingers and lifting it out. Because I know it's important to get all the pulp out. So, I'm just going through tediously and pinching with my nails the pulp that I do see. Now, I know I won't 100% have it this time, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. And once we finish with this next method, we will be putting it in the jar, and we're going to shake the jar. And when we shake the jar, and once we are satisfied with the fact that no more pulp is left, we will put it on a plate that has a paper towel on it. I usually do it twice to get it to dry faster. And you just set it out for a couple of days. So now, I'm going to rinse this one more time. But the next process, we need to make sure that, I still see a couple more pieces. If I can get those pieces now, that'll be a good day. You have to make sure that all of the seeds are viable, and the way you do that is when you put it in the jar this time, anything that floats to the top, you're going to discard. At least that's what I do. Anything that floats to the top, I'm getting rid of. I'm just hoping that when I put it in the jar and shake it, there will be very little pulp left. Okay, so put some water in it. It's going back into move it over here. I don't want it to get to the top again. And put all these seeds in here. Okay. Take the strainer and we are going to rinse it. We're going to continue this process. You want to rinse, rinse, rinse. Make sure you get all of that pulp out. Put that right there, and then we're going to take our jar. Put the top over it. We're going to shake, 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 shake. Agitation. Agitation is good because what it's going to do is loosen whatever pulp is left. It shouldn't be that much, if any. I'm hoping that I got it all. But we're going to shake, 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 shake. Yes, yes, yes. Shake, 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 shake. Let it settle down. And I'm looking for some pulp. Now the seeds that come to the top. These little babies up here at the top gotta go. So I'm gonna take them and put them in the bag over here. That means that they are more than likely not good. So I'm gonna raise my water level so I can get them with no problem. And that's a lot of seeds. Let me let them settle down a little bit more. I don't want to send nobody to the graveyard and do some good, so I'm gonna let them settle down. And everything that's floating means that no good. You don't want to take a chance. And you can always use the paper towel method if you don't believe that they're floating because they're no good, and you can see if they germinate. I think I have enough seeds to not worry about that. So I'm just going to go on ahead and anything that's floating, take them out and pop them right over here. And you can use a spoon. I just put my hand in there and scoop them right on out. Yeah, I think that about got it. Yeah, a couple more floaters. Let's see here. And when you get your seeds from the seed store or the feed store, and you say, oh, they didn't germinate, a lot of times they miss the ones that are not viable, and that's what happens. And sometimes you get a whole package that's not any good. So we're going to shake, 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 shake again. Shake, 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 shake. Okay. Now I'm looking for floating stuff. And I'm trying to see, what do I see? Yeah, I see a couple of little floating things in there. So, that's not something that we want. And I'm going to I didn't pour it all in here, but the floating stuff will come out. So you can just kind of go on ahead and take that out. And then I'm going to take the seeds that did come out the jar, put them back in, like this. So, turn it over, and rinse again, because you don't want any of that to get back into the jar. Like I say, this is in real time now. But I want to show you the whole step, all the steps. I don't want to do any shortcuts. So I'm going to take it and swish, 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 swish. And pour it back in here this time. Rinse this out. Just in case there's some. And you know, you lose the smell too when they're clean. Like I don't smell anything. So this will be the last time. I dropped a couple of seeds in the sink, so The seeds are valuable, so I don't want to lose not a one. And one of the seeds. One seed will do Lord knows how many melons. When you learn this method, you have no reason to go hungry. You have no reason to worry about what's in your food. You really won't. Not if you're doing it and you're growing your own seed, your own food. Saving seeds is becoming a must. I was looking for some collard green seeds. None in the big box store, not a one. But I had a collard green plant that had gone to seed out there. So I had someone who wanted me to germinate and grow seedlings for him. 20 collard greens and 20 20 collard greens and 20 cabbages. Plenty of cabbage, but no collard green seeds. But I had them in my yard. So I went out there and I did a video on how you get the collard green seeds out of the plant from the pod. So I didn't have to worry about spending that money. Okay, we're there. Finally. That wasn't bad. It's been 20 minutes, 21 minutes. So we're at the end now. I'm going to shake it just one more time. But I believe I got all the pulp. It's gone. No floaters. No pulp. That's a good thing. So here's the next step. We're going to take this and pour it in here. Gonna rinse so we can get all the seeds out. And we're done with this. So now, I'll let that drain through. These are your seeds. I'm just doing a good draining, hitting it with my hand, knocking the water down. So now we're going to get I use a paper plate. Paper towel. Sorry about that. Y'all still there? Goodness gracious. Got you out of focus. Okay, paper plate, paper towel. Onto here. We're done with this. And I spread them out. As much as possible. And the reason why is because I do this. Let me show you in just a second. Get them off my hand, my fingers. I take them and fold it over. And all I'm doing is not completely drying them, but I'm getting a lot of the water off, a lot of the excess water. And I just kind of lightly run it back and forth. And different folks have different methods. But I'm just giving it a good drying. You know, and I hold this up so that it doesn't fall over and go in the sink or anything like that. I'm just kind of drying it. It's not the final drying, but it's to help it along. And because you don't want to put them away wet because they'll start molding. So you want to make sure you get them dry. So this is the step I take before I do the final step. Okay, so now they're looking pretty good. You're not pressing on the seeds. You don't want to mess up the seeds. I'm just, you know, like you would dry a baby, real soft. So now I get another paper towel. make sure the plate that you're sitting it on is dry. It does not need to be wet. And you just invert. Put these seeds right here. And you want a clean, dry plate, because if it's sitting on something that's damp, then it's the same as having it wet. So, and you just spread them out. Let me take this and move this over. See if I can fold this paper towel over. Or should I say under? Yeah, good job, Gail, good job. So here are your seeds. They need to sit out about 48 hours. Just sit somewhere where you're not going to knock them over or mess with them. And then just need to dry. Just need to air dry, that's all. And you need to try to just every now and then come, and spread them out. But a lot of people say you need to flip them. These are seeds. For me, it's kind of hard to flip. That's why I do a pre-dry like I did. And when you do that pre-dry like I did, you don't have to worry about flipping them. And then once the 48 hours is up, you can just get a little envelope or whatever you want. You can use a pill bottle that you had some medicine to come in, and put a label on it, put the date, what it is, and you're saving your seeds. And also, if you want to check the viability of the seed, do the paper towel method. Now, a lot of you are new to my channel, and you say, I don't know what the paper towel method is. Well, you just take a paper towel and you dampen it. Wait a second. And you can get a Ziploc bag like this right here. This is a Ziploc bag. And you can take one of the paper towels that we just used. These are the kind that you can split in half. Let's see. Yeah. And you want to just dampen it just a little bit, not much. I just squeeze that like that. You don't want to saturate it. Now open this up. And actually, I don't usually use a whole one. And this is a quart-size bag. Quart-size bag. Ziploc bag right here. So I wet this. It's not saturated. You put it inside of the Ziploc bag and you spread it out. There's different methods. Different people do it different ways. You just have to do whichever one you want to do. And you take some seeds. And you stick the seeds on top of the paper towel. And some people put it inside the folded part of the paper towel. I've done it always. It doesn't matter. If it's going to germinate, it's going to germinate. And you just set them on there like this. And you make sure there's no air in it, and you Ziploc it. And you can write on here where the part is white. A marker, whatever, what it is, the day that you did it. And I take it and I put it in my pantry, which is, let's see here. Yeah, y'all have to come up a little higher, just a little higher. Just a little bit higher. I want you to see what I'm doing. Yeah. Just a little pantry. No biggie. Let me lock you in place. Okay. And this is what I do. I just take this, open this up. You see? Can you see? I'll just set it up there. I'll check it in 3 days. I set it on top of a plate. That's all I did. And what you want to do with this right here, you see what I have on my turban. What you want to do with this right here is sit it somewhere on your table or somewhere where it won't be in the way and you won't knock it over. And just let it dry. And when it finishes drying, you have your seeds. You don't have to buy it again. And you can share with someone, or you can sell them if you want to make money. It's left up to you. So I'm going to take mine and just set it over here on the stove somewhere, because we don't use the stove. Let me just say this. We very seldom use the stove. In the meantime, you're done. You have your trash right here. It's ready to go. I hope you learned something from this video. And you can do that with your tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes right here. Do that with your tomatoes. Same method with your homegrown peppers, or you can buy them from the store. See, I'm going to take these and cut them up, scoop all of the, take all the seeds out of them, then cut them up, put them in a freezer Ziploc bag and stick them in my freezer. When it's time to cook with them, I just take them and put them in whatever I'm cooking, whatever I'm using. I mean, I went in my garden and got these. People, it's so easy. Look at here. Grocery store. You know how much this costs in the grocery store? I don't know about you, but I can't afford that. I'm going to save my tomato seeds. Yes, I am. So, I'm just telling you what I'm going to do, what I do, how to save money. Because we're just at the point now where we need to know how to do that. So, I just want to bring you along, show you how to save the seeds. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bring along a friend. Tell some folks. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, it's just me being me. I'm not trying to be all gorgeous, as you can see. I'm just trying to let everybody understand it's important to save your own seeds, to grow your own food, to eat your own groceries, okay? I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And I'll see you in the garden. Bye-bye.